Welcome to another episode of Coffee with E. We have a dynamic episode for you. I need you to sit down, grab your coffee. If you're watching this in the evening, grab some wine and some popcorn because I'm telling you, she does not disappoint. I'm sitting down with MaDonna Awotwi, and she is absolutely amazing. You know what she talked about? She was talking about her journey through entrepreneurship. She's multifaceted. She has so many businesses. She had fallen down. She has gotten up. She is a published author. She has done some amazing things in a short period of time. And guess what? She said, I'm not done yet. But the one thing I took away from this episode, I think you will enjoy, is the fact that you have to do the thing. Don't let fear get in your way. Do it fast. And if it doesn't work out, pivot and try something new. Because you know what she said that sticks to me, rings loud and clear to this day, that anyone can be ordinary. Ordinary will always be waiting for you. So why not choose to be extraordinary? MaDonna, I'm so happy to have you in my chair.
Thank you for having me. This space is beautiful. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous house.
You're so welcome. I love Pine Hill Builders. This is the second time in 2 consecutive months that we built. We actually had a podcast recorded in one of their homes.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah, they are really good.
Oh my gosh, this
I
is
love
so
what
nice.
they do. Yeah, so I want to have this great conversation. We're going to add some great value.
Yes,
Absolutely, our viewers and our listeners, because one of the things that I love to do is to bring people that are in our community, okay, local or otherwise, that are doing the darn thing.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think anytime that I have an opportunity to share what it is that I do, to share my time, talent, and resources, like I'm all for it. So I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. MaDonna, so you've been an entrepreneur for at least, 15 years?
Yes, absolutely. So I started out like I'm a self-taught graphic designer.
Self-taught, that's crazy.
Yes, self-taught graphic designer. I went to school for communications, but yeah, I've been doing marketing, graphic design, social media strategy, brand strategy since, if it's 2025, I've been doing it at least since 2010, 2011. Like, and so it's so funny. For a long time, it was like this secret that nobody knew. Almost like you had to have a code. Like, oh, I know somebody who can get that done.
You had exclusive.
Let me call her, and so you had to like know somebody like to get me to do the work for you.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I had like a lot of imposter syndrome. I didn't want to like put myself out there. So it's like, I felt like if I kind of stepped out, like I'm this design company or I'm this marketing agency, and that nobody would support me, or it was just going to be like, there was so many things like swirling around in my head.
What are you thinking about?
I don't know. Like, it was just, I don't know, because I didn't have like a degree in graphic design or anything. And maybe I felt like people would like, oh, she's not she's not well qualified to do that. And so I had all of this like kind of these self-sabotaging thoughts or these limiting beliefs around my work and around my talent. And I remember I was standing in a room with Miss Vera Cornish, and it was one of her Dreamer events.
Okay.
And she said, I know somebody in this room who's so talented and they won't put themselves out there. They don't even have a business card. And she called me.
An hour full of how many people?
A room full of 50, 60 women.
Oh my goodness.
And she said, I want you to have a business card by Monday.
No, by Monday.
By Monday. And I went home and made myself a business card and I sent it to her. And it really, it kind of really changed and shaped the way I not only perceived myself, but perceived the work that I was able to do in the community.
Wow. So her belief in you gave you the courage and the confidence to go put yourself out there.
Absolutely. And there's been a ton of people in my life who have believed in me more than I believed in myself.
Really?
And yeah, just, you can do it. You can do it. Sometimes, we all need that. I call it putting a battery
Yeah.
in your back. So we all need somebody who can give us that encouragement, who can give us that validation, who can put a battery in our back to do what it is we already knew we could do. But sometimes, I say God works through people. So sometimes you just got to get a little extra, a little extra push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that about you. So then share your journey, because I've watched a little bit, on social media, and I see the highlight reels, if you will.
The highlight. Yeah, the social media is the high level.
Yes.
Right. We don't get down in the weeds.
No.
Well, let's see. What do we start with, the good stuff?
Yeah, let's start with how you got started.
Let's start with the good stuff. So I mean, like I said, I'm self-taught in graphic design, and my background is in communications. I've been the comms director for the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Pennsylvania for 13 years.
13 years.
Yes, shout out to the chamber doers in Central PA. I've done various things in the community. Right now, I am the program manager for the Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Harrisburg University, which means that I have the pleasure and opportunity to help people take their ideas and their dreams that are in their brains and kind of bring them to fruition.
I love that.
And it's so much fun. And really, it's really cool, because just to watch a person come in and say, I have this idea. I've had this idea for 10 years. I don't have the money to make it happen. I don't have the resources to make it happen. I don't know what to do. And Harrisburg University will invest up to $75,000 in resources and interns and consultation fees, and helping them kind of either produce their MVP, build their app, build their website, get them to where they need to be in order to be able to go to funders to say, can you pitch to me? Can I pitch to you? Can you fund my business?
What? Okay, so I know we're here to talk about you, but $75,000, we can't just slide by that.
Yeah.
So how do you actually get enrolled into the program? Like, how
you get enrolled into the program is literally, you can send an email. You can send an email to us. You will come in. Well, I always do a discovery call with some people first. So I do a discovery call. It's like, hey, tell me about what you have going on. If I have to sign an NDA, I'll sign an NDA. Tell me about what you have going on. Let's take a look at what your idea is. Let's see what you need help with. Sometimes people need help that has nothing to do with incubating in the CIE. They may just need to know what direction to go in. They may need to know how to get a business loan. They may want to know how they start their social media. And we have several programs that aren't necessarily the incubator that can also help with that. And I also know a lot. So I'm talking to people and helping them with that kind of stuff. But they come in, they pitch. They'll my executive director, Jay Jamohan, who is he's exited out of 2 businesses. So he does this because it's his passion. His what really made me want to sign on was that he told me his goal is to close the racial wealth gap. And how you close the racial wealth gap is through startups and entrepreneurship. So that's his goal, which is really dope.
So I don't know, I might be the only person on the planet that knew that this actually existed in our area. So to this magnitude. So an entrepreneur could literally get funding for their business.
Well, yes. So we won't hand you a check for $75,000.
Okay.
What we will do is use the students at Harrisburg University to build your app. Use our advanced manufacturing department to build your prototype.
Got it.
If you need your website built, if you need interns to do marketing or admin work, all of that. So the program is for 18 months up to 24 months.
Got it.
And then you're coming in with nothing. You're leaving with your prototype, with your minimum viable product, and all of the resources and time that we put in so that you're ready to pitch to venture capitalists.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Because I got excited. Like, wait a second. I got some ideas. I need to do.
But if you do have ideas, it's for anybody. Anybody that has an idea that has like a tech component, like even if you have, like say if you had an idea for the next Zillow or some type of app that had to do with real estate or anything like that, you can say, hey, HU, will you fund this?
That is awesome. Yeah, that's an awesome resource. I'm going to be looking into that more.
Absolutely. Send me an email.
Yeah. See what you just said?
So look, but yeah, outside of that, everything with Hit the Angles, So we are
Successful.
Thank you.
Yes.
We are an experiential marketing company that operates in the photo booth space. So we have 360 booths and digital booths and DSLR, and we do photography and videography and brand activations. And we are so busy
You are
all
so
the time.
blessed.
So blessed.
Yeah.
Like so blessed. Sometimes, Erica, the rooms that we are in, I am like mind blown.
Yeah.
I am completely in a space of gratitude, completely on the floor at like what God has allowed. Like, so when my mom passed in 2023, I remember I'm like, okay, what is this? Like how am I operating and moving in this space? It was the first time in my life that I felt like a grown up.
Really?
Oh my God. No, because at the end of the day, like I could just go home. Like, what do you mean? I'm just going to call my mom. I'm going to go home. Like, screw you guys. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So when my mom passed away, it was my first time. Like I felt like, cause I call my mom for everything.
Sure.
Like all the time. And I remember I'm like kind of at an odds with the business, at a crossroads. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? And we got a call out the blue from QVC, which was my mom's favorite. What was my mom's favorite?
QVC, the national
QVC, the national TV like shopping network.
Yeah.
QVC is actually in Westchester, Pennsylvania, and they called and they said, "Hey, can you come out here for 2 days and do the booth?" And sent the price, and the price was the biggest contract that we had ever sent to that date. And I was just like, so I had to ask the lady, I'm like, how did you find this? Because I would think for me that both booth owners in Philadelphia would come up for Pittsburgh.
Right.
I mean, would come up for Westchester prior to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And so she's like, oh, like I typed in Black-owned booth owners on Google and yours came up first.
Yes.
And I was just like,
it's that marketing.
Wow.
You didn't have the school for, but you were able to convert to see.
And so I was like, wow. And there's been like the people, the rooms, like I remember it was so crazy. We did the block party for the Grammys in DC. So the Grammys have like different chapters all over the country. Oh my God, so much fun. I'll have to take you with me next time. So we do the parties and events for the one in DC and the one in Philadelphia, right?
Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh. And so we did the one for DC and Demetra came with me. And so I was like, I had to take the snobbiest person with me. So I think Demetra was me and we're having a great time. And Raheem Devon just comes like in front of the booth.
No.
And you know how, like, because I was in work mode, right?
Yes.
So I didn't realize it was him at first. So I'm just like giving him the instructions like, okay, you need to stand here. It's about 10 seconds. You're going to move back and forth. And he's like, I think I know what I'm doing in front of a camera, right? And I looked and realized it was him. And I was like, oh yeah, I think you know what you're doing in front of a camera. And then I got super nervous. And then me and Demetra kind of had like this girl moment afterwards. She's like, oh my God, how she did. But just the rooms that we've been allowed to be in.
Awesome.
And the way that like God has just like blessed the business. Like I am eternally grateful for just for this space. Like just for this space. Like there's so many events that I would have paid an arm and a leg to go to that they actually pay us to come, and I still get to dress up and have fun.
I know
that's right. So yeah, it's just it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Like I have to leave from here and go somewhere else. But it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun.
So then, okay, so this just didn't happen overnight. So one of the things that I love to dive into is sharing like your challenges that you had, because once we get to a certain level, people see us up here in the clouds, right? But they don't see us in the dirt behind the scenes.
They don't see the dirt
hours crying.
No, oh my goodness. Like I remember, so even when we were thinking about like getting a 360 photo booth, because that's like it was thought about for a while. And I remember mentioning it And at the time, my best friend Candace had she had iParty for a living. So we were partying and event planning and doing throne chairs and all of that kind of stuff over there. And I called her and I was like, don't you want to get a 360 photo booth with me? She's like, no, girl, I'm getting my master's. You got like, I'm off that. Like, you got it. Right. Yeah. So I kept saying like, I wonder, like, I want a 360 booth. Like, I want one. Like, I want it. And I mentioned it. I kept saying it to Carl and I kept mentioning it to him. And I feel like I only mentioned it twice. Okay. I didn't mention it many times. And then randomly in April, he was like, oh yeah, I ordered one. It'll be here on Friday. What? And I was just like, okay, man. All right. So it came and we took from April until June to kind of learn what we needed to do, get the software, get everything up. I had time to do my branding, my ramp up, my rollout, all of that kind of stuff. So we do that. We do one event. The second event that we did, it broke. Oh. And we had 5 events on the books. And so it was then a scramble to like figure things out. Yeah. And no, it's not been like this in this business. It is the epitome of having backups to have backups to have backups. There's been times where you're there and something breaks. What are you going to do? Tell the people you can't do what you need to do? Right. No, go out to the car and get the backup. So I'm grateful that I have somebody who is super well prepared and who always, like, he's the logistics person. He's going to make sure that I have this, and this, and that we're super covered on all sides, which is a blessing. And with that, trying to like make sure that we have what we need. There's been times where I remember he was driving to DC for an event and realized he didn't have a piece that he needed. And he had to stop at the warehouse that we get the stuff from, pay $800 for the piece just so that we could do what we needed to do. So a lot of times it is not cheap. You know, it's so funny because we get that question a lot. People look at, like, especially when we were doing mainly like 360, people would look and they'd say, oh, wow, I want one of these. How much is it? And I say, you really want to know? Like, you want to know? And then they say, yeah. And then I'll just point to this part right here. And I was like, just this part right here is $800. And they say, for real? And I say, yeah. I said, really, if you want, like, we were $20,000 in before we, like, before we started, like, before we really, like, ramped up. And part of that is because I'm just very fancy and I want things to be right and done a certain way.
Fancy, have a standard in the way that you would to present your business.
I do.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
And I think it's so interesting to me because I always tell people I've reinvented myself a couple times. Hey. Like, there are some people who would meet me, who know me as a professional spoken word artist because I'm a professional spoken word artist. There are some people who meet me and they know that I am a 7 or 8 time published author. And so there are people who meet me who know that I am a community engagement specialist. Like, so many different pockets. No. Like, so many different pockets. But this is a position that I'm so grateful, or like this section of my life, or this chapter of my life where we're doing this, like, feels like I get to kind of merge everything together and use it in a way that best benefits the business, which is like really, really cool.
Yeah. No, you're really good at you're really good at showing people like what you're doing, right? Absolutely. And attracting business to you. Mm-hmm. And then once you attract the business to you, you deliver.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you.
So it is. So when you say, would you say you bougie? You didn't say bougie. I'll get that in there. Yeah. Fancy. Okay, fancy. Yeah, you said you were fancy, It's just the quality of the deliverables. I mean, you're fancy from the equipment that you want all the way to the deliverables and the experience of your client.
Absolutely.
So, and I admire that because one of our core values for our my business is excellence. Right?
Absolutely.
So that's one of the things that attracted me to you when I saw you out there. You know what you expect when you see yourself, like the way you portray yourself. Your business is the deliverables that you actually receive. So yeah, kudos to you. I do love that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Then the creativity, y'all, let me tell you. She actually did, her and Carl did an engagement for the Keller Williams Young Professionals. And I said, hey, you got to reach out to MaDonna and Carl. They have a 360, hit the angles. They're really good at what they do. And so I allowed the people that were running it to take care of it. And then it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I ended up getting a phone with
I remember.
Yeah. And then MaDonna, and the way that I expect you to say it's like, okay, so what do you really want? You got to send me something so that I'll be able to give you exactly what you want. Okay. And I love that because you're like, look, communicate it to me and I promise you we're going to get it to you.
Absolutely.
So I'm here as a testimonial.
Thank you.
She will tell you, you will tell someone.
But that's the goal. So a lot of times, especially when we're working with like corporate partners, it's like, what is the goal? Like, yes, you want to have something to entertain your guests or you want to have something to entertain your people. But at the end of the day, you are trying to accomplish a goal.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the goal that you are trying to accomplish? What are the metrics that you are trying to hit? What is it? The photo booth, is it a bait and switch? Are you trying to attract people over to you? Like, what is it?
And tell people what you can't do.
Yes.
You can't do that.
Yeah. And so in developing a plan, because it's like a project plan. So in developing a plan with a corporate partner for an event, it's really understanding and getting down to the brass tacks of what is it that you want to accomplish? How do you want to be presented? You know, because sometimes there's more graphics if they want it like, oh yes, this is for social. So we want it to be really dynamic, or no, it can be super understated. It's just internal, you know, things like that. So I'm grateful that I have the knowledge in that space to kind of really deliver in that way.
Your background from your past, experiences and small business ventures into this one.
Absolutely.
So nothing ever happens by accident.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
No,
never know what is happening today is preparing you for tomorrow.
Right.
That's why I said you never take anything for granted.
Absolutely.
I don't care the good or the bad. There's a reason for everything.
Absolutely.
And most times it's for his glory. I always say that.
All things work together for the good.
All things work together.
Sometimes, I'll be like, Lord, I didn't sign up to be one of your strongest soldiers this year. I didn't. Don't put me on that list, but
yeah, right. So what keeps you motivated, MaDonna? Like what is it what's that one thing that you wake up for and you know that you do this, you win the day?
So for me, win the day. I like that. For me, what keeps me motivated really is it's funny. So I have like two things, right?
Okay.
So two things. So first, the one thing is that I work so hard because I don't want to be sad and poor. So I have, of course we know, I don't know, some people know, some people may not know. I lost a bunch of people during the pandemic. So my grandma, my mentor, my little brother, my uncle, and my mom, all during the pandemic from 2020 to 2023. Like, just take me out of here. Put me in a crazy house because I'm just so sad, right? In 2014, I lost my son at the age of 13. In 2016, I lost my dad. So it's been a time. But for me, I figured and not to say that money is everything, but to live a life that's comfortable would be a greater reward for not having the people here that I want here. So some of it is that. Mm-hmm. And then some of it is really because years ago, there was a lady that said to me, her name is Patricia Ashley. She was here at the Hilton years ago. She's like a motivational speaker and a preacher and things like that.
Okay.
And she said that you are supposed to be doing what you're doing and doing your work because somebody is supposed to see you doing that and be inspired to do what they are supposed to do. And that's where I got the whole God works through people thing. She was like, because God works through people.
Yes.
And you not doing what you are supposed to be doing is stifling somebody else's gift. And that is a heavy responsibility.
Ooh.
And so for me, I felt like even days, there are so many days that I don't want to get up. And when I don't want to get up or I don't want to do something, I have to get like really cute and dress like really nice because it's hard to be sad when you dress nice. But I tried to, those are things that I've tried to do and methods in which I approach my work. And so, even when I don't feel like it, even when I want to stay home, even when like I could do everything else, just eat some pasta and binge watch Law and Order SVU.
Oh, not you. No, you too. Goodness. My girls.
Yes, but even when I could be doing that, right? There has never been a time that I have gone outside to go work an event or go and do something that I have not gotten confirmation from God that is what I was supposed to be doing.
Wow.
Every single time. And the way in which like people will celebrate me that I don't know. Like I'm this one lady, and it's so crazy. I do not know her name. She is the dearest lady. I just know her aesthetic because every time I see her, she has on black and white. Every single time I see her. And so the very first time I saw her, we were downtown working Capona. It was like the largest event we had done yet. We were only about 4 months into the business, and she was so kind and so encouraging. And then I saw her again maybe like a year and a half later, and she said, I'm watching you guys. I'm so proud of you. She was like, I remember when you guys were on the riverfront, you were trying to get it together. And she said, you guys are everywhere. And I am so proud of you. And the thing is, we are like everywhere, but we're everywhere, like not just here.
Yeah.
Like people in Philly will say, oh my God, I saw you at such and such. Or we're in DC and they're saying, oh my gosh, I saw you here. And then it's like, wow, it gives the appearance that we're like this company that's larger than two people and all of the dear, wonderful friends that help us out, but
it is what equity.
Right. And it's just the blessings that we get. It's so random. Like even last week we had to do the Jordan Classic event in DC. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Jordan Classic, so fancy.
Yeah.
And I'm randomly talking to this lady and she's like, oh yeah, where are you guys from? And I'm like, oh, Central Pennsylvania. She's like, where in Central Pennsylvania? And I'm like, Harrisburg. She's like, I'm a wedding planner and I have a wedding in Harrisburg in November, and they only want Black-owned vendors.
What?
And then she called and said, I'm the girl you met on Friday.
Wow.
So to me, there's never been a time that I haven't been in a space that I haven't like gotten that type of confirmation.
Yeah.
That I haven't run into somebody who is like from home or knows me or knows something. And it just feels really, really, it feels really good. And mind you, like people might look at us or even look at our sales report and say, wow, y'all out here, y'all really doing it. And to us, there are people, we're on a call one time with this guy because there are people that are way bigger than us in this business. And the guy was like, yeah, I just closed a contract for Coachella and it was $850,000 for 11 days. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Wow.
He said, yeah, the lawyer I had to pay so I could sign the contract cost $27,000. And I was just like,
oh, well, he got $27,000 to close the contract.
Yeah, he had to pay the lawyer $27,000 so he could get this $850,000 contract. And he said, and it was for 11 photo booths for Coachella.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, okay, so we're still a small business. Got it.
But I know he's still a small business too.
He is, for sure.
Yeah.
But just to know that there are levels.
Yeah.
Levels and magnitude. And just, that's why I'm just always in a space of gratitude. I'm always just like, God, whatever you have for me, wherever I'm supposed to go, I'm going to go where I'm gonna take my feet where you tell them to go. I might go reluctantly, but I'm gonna go where you lead me, in the direction
Well,
you lead me.
people are noticing. I mean, you just got awarded one of the Women of Excellence.
I did. I am part of the tribute to women in excellence with the YWCA of Greater Harrisburg class of 2025. Yes, me and Dr. Dawn and Nicole Brown and Mary Majors, Aaron Moore, and just I am so
That was a dynamic.
it was baby
Dynamic.
baby. I was very, very surprised, but it was. I said, oh, okay, they got everybody in here. So, yeah, I was very surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
They were intentional. You could tell they took their time.
They did. It felt very intentional. It felt very intentional, and it was good. It was good. I was surprised because I got nominated by the partners, our partners at M&T, CIE's partners at M&T, and so I think it was confirmation for me that sometimes people notice your work and don't like say anything. Like, you're doing the work, but somebody else is watching you.
Somebody else,
and somebody else is inspired by the work that you're doing. And so
guarantee that someone is always watching.
Somebody is always watching.
Always.
And so in October or so, Gail D'Angelo from M&T and Natalie, shout out to them, had sent me an email and was like, hey, can you send me your bio and a headshot? I'm thinking it's for our small business lab.
Love it.
The small business lab that we have in partnership with CIE. I'm like, oh yeah, they must be putting a program together or doing something. Right. They don't say anything else to me. They call me on my birthday.
What?
Christmas Eve. So they call me on my birthday and they're like, hey girl. I'm like, what's up? They're like, you busy? I'm like, no, it's my birthday. Well, what's up? So they're like, oh, we're calling you because we wanted to let you know you were awarded TWE for 2025. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, they selected you. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, you guys made my birthday. I was really, really excited. So I felt super honored to be amongst a class of so many elite women and leaders in the area. And it was just it was dope. It was,
yeah.
And we had our photo booth there.
Yes, I love that. I love it. It's like we just recently did something in Pittsburgh, I saw, for the women. So this takes me back to the beginning when we started talking, and you said that, you suffer from imposter syndrome with the graphic designing because you didn't go to school. And Vera Cornish said, no, make that business card on Monday. Fast forward to 2025.
Yes.
You all the way in Pittsburgh.
Oh my gosh. So we had to do, shout out to Perry Media and Marcia and Sharonda and Demetra and the whole Black maternal health team, fantasy, everybody. But I did the branding and all of that for their Black Maternal Health Week Summit. And it was one of the largest projects that I've ever had to do. And I was so glad that I had help. But I had to design a bus wrap. And I was completely out of my depth. I was just and then that's intimidated. Were you intimidated? Yes, very intimidated. Yes. But very intimidated. But I also knew I was I don't even know how to approach this. I don't know how to do it. The largest thing I've ever designed is a billboard. The bus is 70 feet long. And I'm just what am I supposed to do? So I got some help, and shout out to Bitsy. I got some help. Bitsy has been designing forever. And so she helped me, and Sharonda helped me, and we got it done. And it is beautiful. But it's the idea. The part that was so emotional for me is that the designs were from my brain. It's graphics that I made up in my head. I created them. And so for me, it's this bus is driving around with something that I dreamt up, basically, and something that God gave me the vision. I've always had a gift of ideation. I can come up with a good idea in a heartbeat. And so to have that and to do that, it was just, oh my gosh, I was so emotional, seeing the bus for the first time. And then the bus will be running until August 15th. So we will be back in Pittsburgh for Barrel and Flow, which is the largest Black beer fest in the country.
Yes.
We will be back in Pittsburgh for Barrel and Flow from August 4th to the 7th. And so I'll get to see my bus again. Hopefully I'll get my bus. So, but if anybody is in Pittsburgh and they see my bus, take a picture, send me a picture. I love it. But yeah, just the whole summit was so awesome. It really was. And it was like a full circle moment for me because I was able, like, I went back to, I still had on my Facebook the very first graphic design that I actually got paid for in 2011 was a friend of mine. It was their wedding invitation. And I got paid in 2011 to design their wedding invitation. And so I had that. And it was like, I postured that next to the picture of the bus. And it was like how it started, like how it's going. And so I was like, this is the very first design. And I think they might have paid me like $30. Like, I was like, I don't know, girl, like $30. Right. I don't care. Right. You know? Right. And so, paid me like $30 for it. But like to be able to design a bus, and like anytime I see something, like there's like different billboards or like different things I see online or even storefronts of logos that I've done, like it feels good. It does. Like it feels good. And it also feels like that's something that's going to be here like after me.
That's right.
Yeah.
The legacy. So do you ever sit back and just think about all the things that you've done in your young age? You ever sit down and think about it? And just like get overwhelmed, or you get or do you get sad? What are you doing?
So
when you're thinking about those things.
So when I think about all of the things that I have done, like, because I don't think it wasn't until I thought about all of them that I even felt like I did a lot. You know, but
is it that we always do that to ourselves?
It doesn't feel like that until I have to talk about myself or like come to something like Coffee with E. And then, you know, I'm forced to talk about my legacy. But, you know, it doesn't feel like I've done a lot, but it feels like there's so much more like left to do. Like, I feel like there's still more. Like, this is not enough. Like, I can't like pay for this house in cash. Like, this is not enough. Like, we're soon. Yes. So I think about what am I going to do next? What is the next iteration going to bring me? You know? And so I think that, yeah, it doesn't feel like enough, you know? And so I think that's where I struggle, because it's like, yeah, I could always be doing more.
Yeah.
Like, but I couldn't, like, you know, just go work from Aruba for 3 weeks. You know, still got to have a job. Like that. Right. You know, still health insurance is important. Yeah. So those things, it's like, I feel like when I get to a point where I have the financial freedom to, like, that grants me more time.
I got you.
You know, that's when I feel like, okay, like, oh
yeah,
you made it.
Did you think 360 will be the ticket to get catalyst, or do you think?
I hope so. I could see it. Like, I can see it because we're such a diverse business now. You know, like, yeah, we have 360, but we don't even really, like, we have prom season. Of course, we're going to be really busy with 360 because prom season is upon us. So the kids love the 360. So we got to bring the 360 out. That's right. But, you know, we have all of these different experiences and AI experiences and the photography and the videography and all of these different aspects, as well as now doing like full brand outs and like adding the graphic design back in and building websites and doing all of these things that are really making Hit the Angles a robust media company, you know, and being able to offer all of these things. And it's like, what more can we add? What else can we layer on top of this that would really get us, you know, above the mark, you know? And it's like, oh, if that doesn't work, and, you know, throw something else against the wall and see what sticks. Right. Next time I reinvent myself, I always tell my homegirls, like, you know, next time I reinvent myself, I'm going to open a detective agency. Really? Oh my God, I'm so nosy. I'm so nosy. And looking up stuff is so fun to me. Oh my God, it's so fun. It is so fun. Like, I love to look up stuff. Yeah. Like, I do. Oh my gosh. So I'm like, I'm going to open a detective agency. It's going to be great. So maybe when I turn 50, open a detective agency. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing, guys. I'm playing. okay.
You're not.
I'm not.
You're not. I'm playing. You are not, and that's okay. So, share with us some of the lessons that you learned because you had different ventures.
Yes.
Throughout your life.
Okay.
So, what are some of the lessons? Maybe the biggest lesson that you learned.
The biggest lesson that I learned is that don't let perfect be the enemy of good.
Don't let perfect
be the enemy of good. Okay. So it is like just start. Like just start. Start the podcast, start the business, start the start whatever, start your content creation journey, start your hair salon, start your nail salon, start your car detailing business, whatever it is that you are trying to do, whatever it is that God has placed on your heart to do, whatever will not let you sleep at night, do that thing. Do not wait because people are dying with their dreams inside of them. Yeah. So do not wait. Do not wait another day. Do not wait another minute. Do not wait another second. Do not wait another hour. However you have to start it, start and figure the rest out later.
You're over here just preaching. You are
figure the rest for later. Figure the rest. Say yes to it and figure the rest out later.
Yeah.
That is the biggest lesson that I have learned in life is just saying yes and figuring the rest out as you go. Yeah. And I think a lot of times we are afraid, we are stifled, we are hesitant to start the thing that we are afraid of, not because we're afraid that it won't go well, but because we're afraid that it will go well.
Success.
We are afraid of the success because to know is to be responsible for the knowing. So now that I am successful, there's a whole level of things that come along with this success. But if I am not successful, if I don't start, then I just get to be like, oh, like I would have done it, but this, or I would have done it, but that, and it's interesting to watch people that I've seen on social media for 3 years, for 4 years, for 5 years, and watched when they had 600 followers and they got 500,000 followers. They got 1 million followers. People on Twitch randomly during the pandemic making $30,000 a month.
Right.
Playing video games.
Let
your kids play the video games, y'all. It's some money there. But
there's some money.
But seriously, just figuring out what it is that you want to do and do it. And then if it doesn't work, not being afraid to go do something else. Go do something else.
That's good.
Yeah, not being afraid to go do something else. Because if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to share your vision. Share your vision with the right person. But don't be afraid to share your vision because you may not know until you share what that person may have for you. So in sharing, oh, I want to do XYZ. This person may say, hey, I have all the equipment you need in my garage that I haven't used in 5 years.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Right.
So until you're able to kind of open your mouth, speak about what it is that you want to do, then nobody can help you. Nobody can bless you until you're ready to talk about it.
That's right. Yeah, you want to be careful who you share your vision with. You want to share your vision with those that can handle
absolutely
the vision.
That can handle your vision.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because, we all have I remember, so the first time I got laid off of my job was the day after I published my first poetry book. Right?
Yeah.
And so I published my first poetry book. I got laid off my job. I didn't think anything about it. I felt like God was like, yeah, girl, go get the money. Go get the money. So I remember my parents are freaking out. My grandmother is freaking out. And she's like, oh, well, you can go get a job at the state. And I called so-and-so and I did such and such. And I'm like, pumpkin, do you want me to show you how much Amazon sent me the money for? And that's when $700 was a lot of money. I was like, they sent me $700. Yeah. My rent is $500. I'm good. I'm good. I made the rent money, And so it's that part, just not being afraid and not letting people saying, well, you gotta go do this or you gotta go do that. I can't imagine the person who thought about Airbnb or the person who thought about Uber, right? If they said, oh yeah, I'm going to make a business where people going to drive their own cars around and drive other people around in their cars.
Right.
And I'm going to make money off of it. And I'm sure if they would have told somebody who was a naysayer, they'd be like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why would anybody drive somebody else around in their car?
Exactly.
Why would anybody go pick up somebody else's food?
Right.
Why would anybody let somebody sleep at their house?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is an entire industry.
Yeah.
Of people sleeping at other people's houses.
Yeah.
People buying houses just so that other people can sleep in the houses, And so it's like these ideas that are inside of people, like there are ideas that change the world, that change the way we do things, that change our infrastructure. And it's like, don't be afraid. Like, you got that idea in you, let it out. Let it out. And if it works, cool. If it doesn't work, baby, go do something else. Because ordinary will always be waiting. Ooh, regular will always, that's the one thing I say. After you get done doing extraordinary things, regular will always be there. Ordinary 9-to-5 job.
I don't think I was ready. I was not ready. You came hot today.
A little bit.
I love it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Ordinary will always be
ordinary will always be there. A 9-to-5 will always be there. People will always need 9-to-5 workers, but that opportunity to do that extraordinary thing, God's not always going to keep that there for you. So you got to go do it. Go do it. And if it doesn't work, baby, go back to your job. It's fine.
Wow.
It's fine.
Wow. This is really, really good. So it's
time.
Yes. She said, I think the biggest takeaway for me is go out there. You didn't say Nike, but I am. Just do it.
Just do it.
You said just do it. The other
Just
thing
do
that
it.
you said,
go do all of the things.
Do all the things. The other thing you said, it's not perfection.
No.
Right? It's progress.
Yeah.
And if it don't work, try something
else. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And this is why you are successful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are so welcome. So what is the last words that you want to leave with our listeners and our viewers today? Because, you said a lot. You just stop right there. You good. But I'm just saying. You want to close this out?
What's the thing you say? Let's see. I would say to close us out, really, don't be afraid.
Don't be
like there's fear and faith cannot exist in the same space.
Mm-mm.
So if you proclaim to believe in God or believe in a higher power, or you have faith in anything, don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to do something that is extraordinary. Don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid to walk away. Just look, we only get one crack at this.
One
shot. Like, reincarnation has not been proven.
Right.
That's my little nerd in me, but
I see all my little cousins and nieces and right there. Like, yeah,
reincarnation has not been proven. We only get one crack at this, and people are dying with their dreams inside of them. So go and do what it is that God has for you to do. That's what I would say.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Joining us today.
Absolutely. This was great. Yes, coffee, water. Water. Shout out to Pine Hill Building.
Everyone is giving me a hard time about the water, but you know what? It happens. It does happen.
It's all good. It's not a coffee day.
It's not a coffee day.
It might have been a margarita day.
I don't know. Okay, so I'll share it on this episode. So you want to know why we're not having coffee? Because I want to cleanse.
You did tell me that. You told me that.
I want to cleanse.
You're supposed to give me the stuff. You got to give me the stuff.
And I did.
Just email it to me. It's fine. Just
email it to you. Yes. Yeah, so that's why. We're having water with
so good.
Today.
Water with the
podcast.
I love it. Shout out to Pine Hill. This is a beautiful bottle.
Isn't it cute?
Yes.
I'm going to try to find. I think they'll probably tell me because this right here is going to be empty.
It should be. Yeah.
It's definitely going to be an ER right here.
It should be. This is gorgeous.
Yes. Super cute.
I know. And just tell,
yeah.
Tell them, like, I got 13K on Instagram. No, I'm just saying. Maybe instead of a detective agency, I'll start my content creation journey for all my perfume that I liked.
You know what, y'all? If you enjoyed MaDonna as much as I did, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to subscribe. I need you to give us a thumbs up. I need you to leave a comment because she's going to be out in them comments. I want to make sure of it. I'm going to be tagging it much.
Absolutely.
Because you were great.
Thank you.
So great.
Thank you. This was fun.
So much stuff.
This was fun.
Yeah. So until next time, I'm looking forward to meeting you in the comments.
Peace out, guys.